All right, it's time to go over my top 10 tight end rankings for week 5. We're gonna head right in here at number 10. Yes, I'm going Mark Andrews, guys. I know last 2 games he's had 1 target each, 0 receptions, 0 yards, giving you 0 fantasy points. What in the hell are you doing just saying, hey, Mark Andrews, a top 10 tight end this week? I don't know what it is. I've got no statistical analysis to share with you, just some intuition that there's no way that Mark Andrews puts up a big 0 burger. I think going against this week a Cincinnati Bengals team that ranks 7th against opposing tight ends, the Bengal stamp of approval is to come out of this game right now with Mark Andrews being a top 10 tight end. I think just for some odd reason, Lamar Jackson, he's too good of friends with Mark Andrews to let this guy go through a slump. Had a nice wide open reception last week, completely dropped it. Mr. Butterfingers Bart Simpson himself could not come down with this catch. I think it all changes this week against a division rival in the Bengals. You're going to see Mark Andrews get on fire, and he's going to set the world on fire. A lot of people dropping him right now in fantasy football redraft leagues. I say go pick this guy up, put him into your waivers. He could be phenomenal for you. Can't wait to see what he can provide for you guys. Let's move right along here at number 9. I'm going Evan Ingram. I think that he's going to come back and play this week. I think he's going to be the safety blanket that Trevor Lawrence needs, and it could be phenomenal for fantasy football this week if he does play, going against a Colts defense that ranks 30th against opposing tight ends. He's still day-to-day, but like I said, I do expect him to still play and be into this game. He was trending forward. He could have probably played last week, but they just didn't feel as strong enough about it and say, hey, let's wait another week and see what happens. I think this is the week that Evan Ingram comes back and plays. This is what Trevor Lawrence needs. He's so used to a safety blanket. That's why he's just not been playing to what you think he could do. But if Evan Ingram plays in this game, I think Trevor Lawrence does well. I think Evan Ingram does well. I think this could be a great game for the tight end. Top 10, Evan Ingram, get him into your lineup. Coming here at number 8, guys, Tucker Kraft. This is going to be a name that you guys are going to learn early and often. I tried to tell you guys in the waiver show, even 2 weeks ago, you got to grab Tucker Kraft. This guy's going to blow up as soon as Jordan Love is the quarterback. Sure enough, Jordan Love was back last week, and he went absolute bananas. This week, taking on a Rams defense that ranks 27th against opposing tight ends. Becoming a household name is what Tucker Kraft is doing. They're forgetting about Luke Musgrave, and now it's all about Tucker Kraft and what his receiving ability can do. I tried to tell you guys, if you guys are listening to the Bayou Bengal Fantasy Network, you probably already got him on your team and you already know this information, but a lot of people that aren't knowing, they're kind of like, dang, where does Tucker Kraft guy come from? Well, you should have listened to Bengal. He would have told you, but it is what it is. I like Tucker Kraft this week going against a Rams defense who really can't stop any position, let alone the tight end position. This should be really good for Tucker Kraft. Moving right along here at number 7. I'm going Cole Kmet. Had a little bit of a down week last week. I think he goes right back into where he needs to be because this could be a Caleb Williams get-right game, I believe. But Cole Kmet taking on the Panthers defense ranks 29th against opposing tight ends. Everything points to a big day for Kmet. I think Caleb Williams is going to have a big day. I think he's going to have it finally going against a defense that can't stop absolutely anything. I think Caleb Williams is going to have his way. He's going to be able to pick his poison, and I think Cole Kmet's going to be a big part of that. I don't think there's a player on this defense that's going to be able to slow down Cole Kmet. He should have a big day in week 5. Guys, move it right along here at number 6. We're going with Brock Bowers. He fell a little bit from my rankings from last week to this week. He's still going to get targeted. I think now, especially now that Devontae Adams has requested a trade, they're going to be more focused on not only Jacoby Myers, but Brock Bowers, their main guy. You should probably see a lot of targets going towards Brock Bowers this week, taking on a Broncos defense that ranks 17th against opposing tight ends. Not a high hopes for Brock Bowers going against the Broncos this week, but I'm saying no Adams could just mean even more volume for him. The Broncos defense has been shutting down absolutely everybody. So that's one of the reasons why I have Brock Bowers plummeting into my rankings a little bit. Between that and the cockadoodle quarterback play. But I think just the target share alone is going to help him have more better weeks than not. So I think this week he is still a start, even though he's going against these Broncos defense. There's going to be no Adams in there. He's going to get a lot of targets, which is going to lead to him to having a lot of fantasy points. I like him for week 5. Move right along here in my top 5. Going to number 5, we're seeing Dalton Kincaid. Now, hear me out. Dalton Kincaid, I think, is going to be a top 5 tight end because Josh Allen is wanting to prove a point. Going against, on the other side, Stephon Diggs over there, and he was over there talking his sorry, talking his cock-a-doodle, that Diggs is, we got guys over here that's not worried about stats. We don't worry about the numbers. I think he's going to want to light everything up. And then one of his main targets is Dalton Kincaid. Like I said, this week going against the Texans defense that ranks 3rd against opposing tight ends. I don't care about that. Josh Allen will make a point to target this guy. So even though they rank 3rd, doesn't matter. The volume alone that Josh Allen's going to do, he's going to be spreading the ball all over the field, just saying, hey, look, Stephon Diggs, yo, Mr. Diggs, you see what I'm doing over here without yo behind? I think it's going to happen. He was already able to show out on Gabe Davis over there crushing these guys. Now he's going to do it to Stephon Diggs and really whoop up on both of his X2 wide receivers and show these guys, look, I don't need you. I think the same thing's going to happen against the Texans. And I think the Bills win big, and Dalton Kincaid could be a big reason why they do, guys. Move right along here at number 4. We're talking Trey McBride. I think, he's still in the concussion protocol as of right now, but I think he's going to be good to go for this week. Again, make sure you check your rosters, make sure you check the news, just to make sure you can put him into your lineup. But this week, going against a 49ers defense that ranks 6th against opposing tight ends, he needs to clear the concussion protocol to really play, right? That's what I'm just talking about. But I think he's going to clear that concussion protocol. He's really looking good so far. If he plays, he's one of the main 2 targets. It's him and Marvin Harrison Jr. Everybody else pretty much irrelevant. Kyler Murray is just zoning in on these 2 guys. I think he's going to have a phenomenal week this week. As long as he plays, again, check the news, make sure he's playing, but I think he should be good to go. So moving here at number 3, we're going George Kittle. This is a guy, again, I tell you guys all the time, he's a boomer bust type of guy. He's either going to give you a really big stat line or he's going to give you a bunch of cock-a-doo-doo. It is what it is, right? But this week, again, they got a lot of their receiving options there. Deebo Samuel is in the mix. Ayuk is in the mix. George Kittle. We're still waiting on Christian McCaffrey to come back. But again, he's going to be a big part of this offense. This week, they're going against the Cardinals defense that ranks 10th against opposing tight ends. And he's scored a touchdown in 2 of the last 3 games this season, right? So he's done it, right? He missed 1 game. He ended up playing in 3, and in 2 of those, he scores a touchdown. He has a good opportunity this week to also score a touchdown. So I like myself some George Kittle this week. I think he's a phenomenal play. Get this guy in your lineups. Move right along here at number 2. I'm going Jake Ferguson. This guy's he's been another big part of the Cowboys offense. I think the offense runs through CeeDee Lamb first and foremost, but Jake Ferguson is a big target. He has a nice target share in this offense opposed over there with CeeDee Lamb. I like him this week, but he takes on the Steelers defense ranked 16th against opposing tight ends. He's going to need to come up big, for this offense to keep moving up and down the field to be able to score some points. They're going to be trying to limit CeeDee Lamb as much as possible. I still think he's going to get the volume to be fantasy relevant himself, but I think Jake Ferguson's going to have to pick up some slack to make sure that they're keeping him moving the chains, right? Because they're going to try to hone in on CeeDee Lamb, which means Jake Ferguson could have a monster game, easily number 2 for me. Coming here at number 1, we're talking back at the top, Travis Kelce, guys, going against this Saints defense right now that ranks 19th against opposing tight ends. Does he emerge right now finally without Rashee Rice? I think he can finally emerge. And we saw just a couple weeks ago, Dallas Goedert go freaking ham sauce, and then they shut out Kyle Pitts. I think it's more because Kyle Pitts is just cock-a-doodle at football. And I know there was some blown coverage at Dallas Goedert. But look, Rashee Rice is no longer there, right? Patrick Mahomes took his ass out himself. So what does he do? He goes back to the well. We saw Travis Kelce finally have a decent game. I think he has another decent game this week against the Saints defense. Look, I like myself some Travis Kelce. It took him a while to get going. I think with some injuries, you never know. There's even some rumors. What if Devontae Adams goes to the Chiefs? That's something on another video to talk about. But anyway, Travis Kelce, my number 1 tight end for the week. It's been probably since week 1. He was my number 1 tight end. So, or was it Sam Laporte? I can't remember who had number 1. But Travis Kelce, yet again, alone at the top of my rankings, guys. Make sure you guys are hitting the like button, hit the subscribe button. That takes it to my top 10 tight ends. It was more of a quick video this week because let's just face it, the tight ends are mostly cock-a-doodle and they're not really doing anything for your team anyway. So we had to just run through these guys real quick and tell you who I liked this week, guys. Make sure you guys leave a comment down below. Who in the top 10 did I leave out? I know there's a tight end out there that you're like, hey, what about this guy? He should be in my top tight end. Let me know down below, guys. We're putting out videos each and every week to help you best dominate your league and to ultimately win a championship. I can't wait to see you guys on the next video. We'll see you guys next time.